want to begin by recapping our amazing day yesterday at Northern Arizona University. Now, it's really interesting. A year ago, I visited NAU, Northern Arizona University. I did identical events. I was in Flagstaff a year ago, and when I arrived, there was a huge crowd of mostly favorable people, but there were some protesters that were very, very loud, screaming in my face and trying to give me the bird, doing the worst things you could imagine, mocking me and my family. And it was an aggressive and confrontational and very tense campus moment. In fact, it went very viral. Some of our most viral content ever was that exchange I had at Northern Arizona University last year when I asked 3 young ladies, what is a woman? And they said, that's a stupid question, and been seen by over 100 million times on TikTok, Instagram, and social media. But it's very fair to say that a year ago, NAU was a liberal tilting campus, that there was some favorable and some people that love what we were doing, but it was far from a warm reception generally. And so we've been doing this campus tour, and we've been doing the work over the last year. I mean, unbothered and unburdened by what has been. We continue to strive forward for better days. We travel the country, and we are doing the work, publishing videos of great dialogues and exchanges, starting chapters, registering voters. And this week is the Arizona week. Ballots are out right now, by the way. So right now you need to go chase ballots and put your ballot in. And so yesterday was Flagstaff, today is Tucson, tomorrow is Tempe, the 3 universities, we're doing GCU in a couple of weeks, but the 3 state universities in Arizona that we are hitting. And so we returned to NAU yesterday, and look at what happened. Instead of being met with protests and acrimony, there were a couple degenerate, very sad kids, probably 10 or 12. There were nearly 1,500 kids begging for MAGA hats. Show the pictures up on screen. That were screaming at the top of their lungs for Donald Trump. In 1 year, Northern Arizona University in Flagstaff, Arizona, went from one of the more acrimonious and difficult campuses that we have ever visited to one of the most pro-Trump, patriotic. Dare I say that there is a patriotic transformation unfolding in real time. There is a surge that is occurring. And look at that. That is on a college campus. And to give you some idea, Flagstaff is considered to be the most liberal school in Arizona, Northern Arizona University, NAU. That is not considered to be MAGA country. And look at that. Those are well over 1,500 students begging for MAGA hats, all saying that they're voting and dropping off their ballots at ballot boxes and getting to vote early. This is not normal. The energy that we are experiencing on a daily basis, what we are seeing on the ground, is not normal. And it is a byproduct of the hard work that Turning Point USA and Turning Point Action have been doing, that we have been working in those fields for over 12 years. Something magical is unfolding on these campuses. And I think it's a little window into the energy and the spirit that we can expect coming in a couple of weeks. And it's happening in real time. But just seeing this transformation has been remarkable. It's hard to compare. Here's a good example. Here's a good analogy. NAU, Northern Arizona University, is the Berkeley of Arizona. It is the Berkeley of this state. And so when we attend and we get that kind of response, that kind of over-the-top reception, you know that something is happening. Something is happening. And now this is no longer speculative. We have real data to support that this is happening across the country. Now, mind you, this week is Arizona. Next week is all Georgia, North Carolina. So every week we kind of focus on a different part of the world. This week, Arizona. Next week, Georgia, North Carolina. Week after that, Michigan, Pennsylvania. And then we're out of weeks. Yesterday was the first day of voting in Georgia. And I was very curious. I said, are people going to show up? Now, again, this is just one day, so let's not rest on our laurels and celebrate and spike the football. No. But I was very curious, what are we going to see from our people? From the patriotic core of this country, the muscular class, the people that shower before work and after work, the MAGA faithful, the veterans, the police officers, the firefighters, the retirees, the moms, the dads, the decent part of this country, not the indecent open border zealots that are part of the Democrat Party. We know that we are winning the debate. We've won on immigration, we've won on crime, we've won on the economy, we've won on foreign policy. The only issue that we do not win on is abortion, and that is a longer-term cultural issue that we will not give up on, but it is not a winning issue this cycle. But we win on every other issue except abortion. What we saw yesterday in Georgia is something. Georgia, this is the Washington Times. Georgia shatters voting record. Officials say new election laws prove liberal critics wrong. Voters in southern battleground state Georgia cast 328,000 ballots on Tuesday. The previous record for the first day was 136,000 in 2020. Over 300,000 votes were cast today. That's 123% higher than the old record for the first day. Now, mind you, there was only 100,000 of those votes, though, in the very liberal areas of Cobb County and Fulton County. Over 66% of all these votes were in heavily Republican areas. Cherokee County, for example. Long lines. Some of our listeners waited 2 or 3 hours in line to go vote in Georgia. And our hypothesis on this program is being proven right. If our movement is bigger than their movement, and we believe that, shouldn't we give our voters more days, not less days to go vote? If our movement is more enthusiastic than theirs, shouldn't we give our voters the earliest possible opportunity to go vote? Over 300,000 Georgians cast their vote yesterday. And only 100,000 came from core Atlanta counties, and a significant percentage of these voters will be for the Republican Party. I am very encouraged, Josh McCoon says from the Georgia Republican Party. All the rest are smaller cities, but the overwhelming majority is from rural counties. Now, look, this is just one day. We have to do this now for the next 14 days. We have to sustain this surge. We have to sustain what we are feeling. Right now, the Democrat Party is in a place of panic. That doesn't mean they're going to lose, and that doesn't mean that we're going to win. All it means is that they're in a state of panic. That's it. Don't read more into it. That they are seeing things they don't like, and they're panicking. That's all they do, okay? The Democrats panic when they get the flu. They think they're getting COVID and they're dying. They know nothing but panic. Panic is the life force to a liberal. Write it down, memorize it. It is one of the truths of life. The life force of a liberal is panic. They don't understand peace, serenity, joy. No, all they know is panic. The sky is falling, the world is ending, climate change is happening, there's systemic racism, cops are killing us, Trump is not a Hitler. There is no nuance, there is no medium. It's all apocalypse now. The sky is falling. That's the liberals' energy derives from over-the-top exuberant panic. And they're doing it again. They're not good at defense, though. And now is the time for us to play offense and to go vote early and get your friends to do the same. So let me remind you why you should go vote early. There might be a terrorist attack, a hurricane, a tsunami, a flood. You might get COVID, a blow a tire on election day. Your kid might get sick. You might have a tough day. Your parents might get sick. There might be a tornado. Who knows? There might be an EMP attack. There might be an earthquake. Those are all the simple reasons. But a much more technical reason is that then those of us that are trying to chase ballots and win this thing, where we have 500 people on the ground right now in Arizona that are chasing ballots, I can now cross you off the list and I don't have to worry about you. I can stop nagging you, and I can now dedicate our precious resources on voters that haven't yet voted. On voters that haven't yet voted. So go vote right now and get your friends to do the same and find one person that hasn't voted. It is a more efficient use of scarce resources. We are seeing promising initial signs, but that's all they are, is initial. Are we going to be a team that has a great first quarter and then loses it when it goes in the fourth quarter? No, we must sustain the surge. We have a little bit of momentum, and boy, we've been waiting for this momentum for a long time, haven't we? They changed out their candidate. They did their propaganda stuff. They did the vibe stuff in Chicago. We now have a little bit of momentum. Seize it. Vote. Get friends to do the same. We are 20 days out from saving the civilization.